One day I'm going to learn how to blow one hoop through another hoop. Can't do it yet. But as you can tell, I'm sitting here having a cigar. And I'm just thinking. I'm thinking about the trucking world. I'm thinking about trucking and trucks and truck drivers. And I'm thinking this is a man's world. Truck driving, the trucking world is no place for women. Nope. This is a man's world. Women should be at home, making me a sandwich, taking care of my house, raising my kids. This ain't no place for a little lady.
I've been driving down this old road for so long I don't know when. If I could go back in time, you know I'd do it all again. I grew up breathing diesel, driving steel and chrome. You know I worked damn hard to get where I'm at, and I did it on my own. 'Cause I'm a wheel burner.
No. Well, guys, let me tell you something. If that's the way you are thinking, or if that's what you think, you are so fucking wrong. So fucking wrong. I reached out to 5 friends of mine, all ladies, all truck drivers. Let that sink in. 5 ladies, all truck drivers. And all 5 of these ladies are out here killing it. Some of them you know. So before we go any farther, I want to thank them. I'm going to thank Sheila, the trucker gal, Shannon Thomas Trucking, Mrs. TBT, and Mrs. Nevada. Now there's a 5th lady there. Her name is Laurie. And Laurie is not in the YouTube world. The other 4 are. Laurie is a friend of mine. Owner-operator. Drives a beautiful Pete. She's killing it too. But she's not in the YouTube world. But when I asked her to do this, she said, sure, no problem. She'll do it for me. Just like all of the ladies did. And I appreciate that. I want them to know. And they know that I appreciate that. But I just threw it out there and said, why don't you tell us how you got into it? What are the challenges? How you doing? What do you like? What do you don't like? And I didn't lay out any format. Just, you know, just talk. Tell us what you're thinking. Tell us how you feel about the industry and what's going on. And these 5 ladies came back with fucking gold, people. Gold. So, without any further ado, let's go watch the ladies.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
Hello, wheel burners. Hope everybody's having a good day. It is quite gloomy and rainy here in Southern California, but we are trucking along. I do apologize if this video is a bit shaky or there's any background noise. We were trying to find a smooth road or a time where we could stop long enough to do this video, and it just didn't work out. And if you're a driver, then you know, smooth road, where? So my name is Megan, also known as Mrs. TBT USA here on YouTube. And I am a team OTR driver with my husband, Kevin, Mr. TBT USA. We, like I said, our team OTR drivers company, we just got on a dedicated run where we run from Massachusetts to California and back. And we're pretty excited about the run, still getting used to it, but so far so good. One of the things that I like about our run is we go to the same facilities for shipping and receiving, the same too. So we've learned the layout pretty well, and that helps me because one of the things that I struggle with is just confidence in my backing and just you know, my abilities overall. I would say that's probably my biggest struggle out here is just giving myself credit and not being so hard on myself. He's constantly telling me, you're doing great. It's not that bad. You don't be so hard on yourself. But I am my biggest critic. I have a touch of anxiety and depression, so that doesn't help. But I have made quite a bit of progress, even in the 90 days that we have been out here, because we are babies to this industry. And we have grown quite the community so far. We are very, very grateful for the community that we've built, and for Wheelburner being one of our mentors. We've learned a lot and are applying all of the knowledge that we've learned so far into what we've been doing out here. I faced other obstacles coming into this, such as trucking school, where one of my instructors said that I wasn't going to make it. Obviously, he was wrong. Joke's on you. I'm here. He ended up apologizing later and saying that, he was wrong. I could say training was hard. 3 people in a truck, not easy, but we did it. Coming into a male-dominated industry, there's always a bit of female prejudice, but I think having my husband as my co-driver, if you've ever seen him in real life, or even in videos, enough said there. So knowing what I know now, would I do this again? And the honest answer to that is, I don't know. We have faced quite a few things so far, but we're still so new. And I just don't feel like it would be fair for me to give you a yes or a no. There are things that, when I was coming fresh off of training, I told my instructor or trainer, he asked me, would you do it again? I said, I'd rather go to jail for 90 days than do this again, It was funny. It was an experience. But in all honesty, I just wanted to give a real raw opinion on things, kind of introduce myself. And, I'm very grateful. Like I said, thank you, Brian, for even asking me to be a part of this video. I really appreciate it.
Going Wheelburners. This is Nevada Trucking and Trails, and this is Danny.
Hello.
She's going to sit here and tell you a little bit about trucking. Brian's doing a special video. Wants to get some female opinions, so I'm going to help my wife out. She's a little rough with the camera, so I'm going to kind of do like an interview style with her. So, Danny, what's your name and how long have you been trucking?
My name's Danny, or Miss Nevada, and I've been trucking. I have my license for 8 years, but I've been driving for 7.
Okay. Why did you get into trucking?
Something my dad and my grandfather used to do, and it was just got to the point where I couldn't find a job, so I was just like, well, let's just try trucking. I turned 21 and went into it, and it's something I fell in love with.
What other jobs have you had besides trucking?
I've worked in a casino. I've done family jobs. My grandmother owned a bowling alley for a little bit, and so I kind of worked in there, kind of the kitchen, front desk kind of a thing. It was interesting.
Okay. Knowing what you know today, would you go back to when you were 20 years old and get your CDL again, or would you do something different?
I'd go back and get my CDL again. I'd do everything exactly the same. I wouldn't change a thing.
What are some things that trucking has done for you?
It's given me confidence in life, knowing that I can be out here driving this 80,000 pound vehicle and, can not have any accidents or anything like that. It's given me the freedom to see our country for the beauty that it is and check out different places. It's given me the chance to meet my husband and have the life that I have now.
What are some of the challenges that you've had getting into trucking? Like, I know we've talked a little bit about it. Like, I know feeling safe and confident in what you're doing. What are some things that were challenging getting into trucking and being a female truck driver?
Well, a couple of them is feeling confident enough, knowing that I know what I know. I know that doesn't make sense, but basically, like, in the beginning, when I first started, everyone wanted to help, which is nice. you know, but to me that's overwhelming, and it would be a bigger distraction and would make me even more nervous to where it looked like I couldn't get it in even with people's help. And also being comfortable knowing, like, is this a safe place to get out of the truck? Do I feel comfortable and safe in this area? So I think that would be a couple that I would know right off the top of my head.
Could you think of like the biggest hurdle in being a female out here on the road in 2022, or maybe even back when you first started? Like when you first got out here, what was some of the things that you're just like, whoa, this is really hard to adapt to?
Getting used to driving something so big and long and heavy. You know, feeling comfortable enough knowing that I wasn't going to get into an accident, even though I've, you know, ridden in one my entire life, basically.
Was safety like a big concern of yours? Like, did you feel safe out here, or like were you concerned being like a woman out like parking, especially when you drove solo? Was that like a big like thing you had to get over in your head? Like, I feel safe in my truck.
Yeah. That was definitely a big component. I was one of those girls, someone told me to wrap the seatbelt around the door handle and then
We've all
click it
seen the
in.
trick, yeah.
So that was something I started to do. I even thought about bringing a dog on the truck for safety, because it was something that was scary. You know, you'd get people walking by, they're like, oh my goodness, a female driver. And I was just like, hi.
I was that guy, hi.
He was that guy.
That's how we met.
Even a sticky note.
That's how we met, yeah.
That's how we met. It solo was definitely a little bit more challenging, because safety was something I always thought about, and I would always be very cautious where I was and when I would leave. Like, as soon as it got dark, I never left my truck.
Maneuvering the vehicle and everything, is that something that kind of came naturally, or it took a lot of like practice? Like, did you have a hard time like adapting?
Thankfully, it came very naturally.
Okay.
It got to the point where even in training, the school training, I was actually helping everyone with their pre-trips and helping them back, just because I understood the way like the trailer worked. I guess it's just, you know, years of being with my dad and grandpa, just always saw how it worked from the inside and out.
Okay. Well, before we wrap this up for you wheel burners, Danielle, would you encourage women in 2023 to get into truck driving?
Oh.
And what are some maybe like couple tips or tricks or anything that you could say that might help them like feel the confidence to make the leap into becoming a truck driver?
Yeah. Definitely. I would like to see if you feel comfortable enough, if you feel the calling, whatever, definitely we could always use more people, especially females. There's no reason that you can't come out here. If you don't feel comfortable, try to find a friend, a family member, your boyfriend, husband, partner, and see if they want to come out here with you. Some people really enjoy being out here with people they know. And if you can do it solo, then come out here and do it solo. You know, you don't have to be OTR. You don't have to drive all 48 states. You can stay local, regional. I did the 11 Western states for a little bit, and that was a lot more comfortable solo for me, just because there was a lot less, you know, stuff I have to deal with. And I eventually got onto a route where I knew where I was going every time. I knew where I was stopping. And it's just
where you'd be safe. And
where I'd be safe. Exactly. I got to know my comfort areas.
Right.
So I definitely say that, you know, if you want to come out and try it. That's the least you can do, is come out and try it. If you like it, continue. If you don't like it, you tried it, and that's okay.
Awesome.
That's all I got.
Well, it's been fun interviewing my wife. Brian,
Interesting.
wheel burners, you all stay safe out here.
And the last 4 years have been an owner-operator with Leather and Lace Transportation. And I teamed that for 2 years and then bought a second truck. So the team split and we're each in a truck now. My biggest hurdle getting into the industry was my own insecurities and self-doubts. And that the biggest challenge was backing up. And I still, to this day, after 10 years, hate it. And but I take my time and get it in the dock and don't hit anything. Many would tell you she can put it anywhere, but it does. It still bothers me to back in between tight spots. Another big hurdle is the attention that you receive as a female in this industry. I remember the first time that I went to a customer in Arkansas. I went in, you had to go in and to the receiver, and anyway, I rang the bell for him to come, and there was postings all in there. So I'm reading the postings on the rules, and he comes to the door, and he's a big burly guy, long beard, Duck Dynasty type, and he says, "Can I help you?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm with Jed. I'm here. I need to drop this loaded trailer and pick up an empty, but it's my first time here, and I really need instructions on where to go." So he starts to tell me where to take the trailer and drop it, and he is having a heck of a time getting the words out. He's stammering and stuttering, and I'm like, "Laurie, just pay attention and listen closely so this guy doesn't have to repeat himself again." So I lean in, and I'm listening intently, and he stops and he says, "Damn it, girl. I've been doing this job for 27 years, and I ain't never seen a truck driver dressed the way you are." He said, "With your cute little dress on, your hair's done, makeup, jewelry, and your toes are matching." He says, "You are rocking it." And I started to laugh. I said, "Well, thank you. You just made my day." He said, "No, you made mine." And anyway, we laughed, and then he was able to give me my instructions. Been told many times, you don't look like a truck driver. And I'm like, what do truck drivers look like? And a lot of times it's a butch. But I dress like I'm going to the office each day. This is my office with a view. I do my hair, my makeup. I want to feel good, and I want to look professional when I'm out here. And I want to be clean and not dirty. And so, yeah, maybe that brings on more attention, but it's who I am. It's the way I want to feel and the way I want to present myself. I get a lot of women, men, little old ladies giving me the thumbs up. And I get a lot of male drivers wanting to chat and show me things that I don't need to see. And if I need help as a woman in the industry, people are willing to help you, and you just need to ask for that help. And I'm always trying to pay it forward when other drivers are in need and need help. It's a good living, hard times being away from home, family and friends, and being by yourself. But I would do it all over again. I love it on the road. Every day is a new adventure, and you never know what you'll see or who you will meet. And this is my life. I love it. Thanks.
Hello, my name is Shannon. I've been a truck driver for 3 years now. 3. And I started out doing OTR, teaming, and then I went to LTL for a short time to try that, and then I went to regional OTR, which I was home every week, and now I'm full-time OTR. Sometimes I don't get home for a couple of months. I am a solo driver. I don't have any pets with me either. When I was doing regional for a company, I decided that after much research, I decided that I wanted to go ahead and get into a lease purchase operator and be full-time OTR. I did a lot of research as a company driver and to make that decision. And finally I left the company job and I decided to get into a lease purchase with a company that I felt was a good choice. And I still do today. I am currently sitting in my truck, and I'm 1 year into the lease purchase operating on the spot market. From what I know, there's not many ladies out here doing that. It is a very challenging choice that I made, and I've had a lot of challenges. My very first big challenge was driving team. That's living in the truck with someone else. Now though, after this time and my experience is finding balance, maintaining balance, not only for the machine itself, but with family life and being a business owner. That means getting home on a somewhat regular basis throughout the year, at least a couple of times a year. Just enough to see my family. They do understand that I am building a business, and there's the first 2 years of paying for the truck or the sacrifice. So they're very understanding, which helps a lot. They're my support system. And all the learning that's necessary to be successful out here, the management of the business, and then that goes to the machine, right? The machine has to be first and foremost. I've learned a lot about maintaining this machine as a woman and dealing with mechanics and getting services done, keeping everything on schedule, because the number one thing is the safety. If this machine is not safe, I am not safe. Therefore, if I am not safe, I have no business, and I cannot thrive out here. Lately, the market conditions have also been a gigantic challenge. Staying profitable. It is a very turbulent time in the market, and I am running spot market, so that's something that is like my biggest challenge I face every day after safety. And I'm getting through it. We don't know what's going to happen. We're going day by day. It's a very, very challenging situation. I kind of expected that it was going to be tough for me, and I went in head on. What I wish I knew, I guess, previous, was all the mechanics of it all, right? It's impossible to come into this industry knowing everything. There's still so much to learn for me. So I wish I knew a little more about working on the truck myself before I spent, I wasted some money depending on others, when now that I'm a little seasoned, I could have fixed a few things myself. And I certainly wish I could have came in with the knowledge of the market and how to negotiate with brokers and things like, and build the relationships with brokers. But that was something that I think everybody kind of just has to learn as you go, like with any business. It's been very rewarding to me personally, and I am achieving my goals, even though it's a lot more difficult than whatever I could have anticipated. This industry has brought out, to surprise to me, my strength, my endurance, and patience. These are some things that I've gained along the journey. It's been absolutely wonderful. I couldn't do it without the support of my family, and I've gained a whole lot of other trucker friends and business owners that have been a giant support to me. So it's been a very wonderful and grateful experience, and I'm looking forward to the next few years as I decide to grow my business, and all the challenges that's going to take to do that. So keep trucking, ladies.
Hi, my name is Sheila. I've been trucking OTR for about 2 years, and it's been OTR. I've been operating a dry van trailer. For me, being a female, OTR does have its hurdles. Safety is one of them. Time management is for everybody. But for me personally, it's being underestimated in my ability to operate a commercial vehicle and my safety. It's just very important for me as a driver to be prepared for whatever. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that I drive in fear or worry all the time that something's going to happen to me, but I do stay ready. And in my opinion, practicing with my working blade or practicing self-defense really establishes a level of confidence in myself, not only as a driver, but as a female in general. As a human being, as a female, I feel more confident in myself. If anything were to happen, that I would be prepared to help myself. I wouldn't do anything else. I would totally be OTR for a long time. If I did choose to do something local, I would completely miss OTR. I mean, it gives me something that nothing else in my life has. I experience things out here that I normally wouldn't doing a 9-to-5. I've seen huge flocks of birds. It's incredible. I see the biggest hawks I've ever seen in my life, majestic ones, bald eagles, golden eagles, red-tailed hawks. So I'm just extremely grateful for not just trucking, but for nature and providing experiences like that. But as a female, it's definitely being underestimated, and safety that I find to be the biggest hurdles out here, and I wouldn't do it any other way. I would never have it any other way. Coming from a local driving position, I would definitely pick OTR because it's somewhat of an escape, and I really enjoy that about OTR. I wish more females would come out here and truck drive because it's a way to make great money on your own. You can establish confidence, independence. It's very liberating, in my opinion. So